Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, okay, now, do you remember 3 weeks ago today, episode 1465, we reviewed a map called Confusion of the Driver by Dalazy, a little bit of a quirky Saturday map. Well, if you've not seen that episode 1465, please go back and watch it now. I'm going to link that above right now so you can jump straight there. Because today's map is a remake done in under 2 weeks of that map by one of our most beloved, quirky, crazy, fun creators. They've done an amazing job, but to see this in context, you kind of need to see the other one first. If you don't want to see the other one first, well, you can jump straight into this one, but the reveals are going to be slow and possibly a little bit lost on you. A little bit like me. I'm pretty slow and lost on you, but I'm definitely worth a click of the like button, don't you think? This guy thinks so. Oh, goodness me. I wonder how much he got paid to do that. Nothing by me, I tell you. Today's map is Terra Aprilis by Anoupou Merynetjerou. Anoupou, of course, I'm not going to go through the list of shows we've done with Anoupou's before because they have done so many and so many iconic maps as well. There's your start square. Doesn't look like much buildable space in there, as is in the original map. The terrain heights, we've got that ridge running along top. The one that splinters off to the left is much shorter, though, on this variant. We've got good, strong resources, which have been used for aesthetic and for playability purposes, so win, win, win. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, we have got all of the little fishes. It's another win. So many wins so far. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Nicely written description that explains that it's like come about as a little bit of a laugh and a giggle, and there's an explanation about was it Poisson April, the French version of April Fool. Yeah, April Fool's Day exists in certainly in the UK, and I know in America as well. So yes, that's a screenshot of the original map. We've progressed a little bit. We'll be using the Not So Rocky Hills theme and the coastal LUT today. Plus we've got the Dragon's Roosts, an invisible highway, and the map. That's all you need. There's one other thing that I'd recommend, but we will get to that. We'll get to that fairly soon, actually. And probably the biggest problem with the map. It's such a thing. Anoupou, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with the map. It is what it needs to be. As recreations of original clunky maps go, you've done an amazing, very quick job as well. I can't believe that you've done this in under 2 weeks. Shocking. Anyway, we've got a very neat road network. I mean, there's nothing crazy or bizarre about this whatsoever. We've got a nice little Parklow intersection there going on, a little roundabout going there, nice buildable areas, nice vanilla tree detailing. The new vanilla trees are lovely. I mean, especially liking this little link over here that allows for the traffic just to link straight over to the buildable area from that direction. It's much tidier. As long as you don't have too much traffic running through there, it's much tidier than having a full cloverleaf. Now we've got the big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge, especially when they're incomplete. Toll booths. Toll booths. You're going to pay for this ride, kids. You're going to pay for this ride. And then we have the big old bridge, which has a section missing, which means that trucks are going to do the jump. Only thing is, it flattens out just before there. Node controller is the one extra thing I recommend having. If you'd included node controller in there and had that pre-angled and then suggested it as a recommended LUT, recommended mod, but look at them, whee! Yes, that would have been just the one extra thing. The one thing that would just have made that feel a little bit, I'm going to use the word realistic, a little bit more realistic. Oh man. What has the world come to when I'm talking about trucks jumping through the air on sky bridges? Realism. Oh, hell smells. Anyway, where were we? Yes, back down to ground level. literally. And we've got normal highways. Yeah, if you think that bridge is the most crazy thing about the map, I have got news for you. If you did see the original review, you'll kind of have an idea of what's coming, but of course with Merynetjerou's own, Anoupou's, or whatever, very own take on it, we've got that coming. We have. Next intersection again, of course the intersections are just beautiful and slick and lovely, and nice buildable area there as well. Yeah, somebody's just jumping into this map and going, well, apart from that bridge, this feels like a very nice map. I'd like to build on this map. Yeah, I'll just wait till the second. In fact, I'm going to skip the second half of the show. In fact, I'm going to skip now. I'm just going to subscribe to this. I like the big mountain in the background, and I like the buildable areas, and it all feels very lovely. And nothing too crazy. I'll just rebuild the bridge, and this will be a very nice map to build on. And I would not disagree with you. Why would I disagree with you? Again, a very slick intersection there. Anoupou's work, obviously the best. The best. Then we got a big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old... I love these smooth big old bridges that link to the edge of the map like that. Smooth big old bridges that link to the edge of the smooth... Oh, bumpy bumps. Deliberately done. You can see how deliberately done this was. Reminds me a little bit of Flux's... you remember his... what's it called? Double helix intersection thing. Do you remember that one? Flux Chance? I love Flux. Anyway, there you go. How cool is that? Start square's up there in the hills, though. Shall we go and have a look at the start square? We think we should. So anyway, up into the hills. Yes, I'm doing exactly what you did with the screenshots there, Anoupou. Clever camera work, as they call it. So yes, up into the hills, and we have a start square. Now, there's not a huge amount of buildable space in the start square, but the second tile is actually quite a useful one. So if you can just about generate enough cash in here on the 9-tile game, you'll be good to go. In terms of the rail, we're not really looking at the rail today, but the rail is perfectly fine, and just make sure you stop. Don't overrun the end there, right past everybody's favourite factory. And then down here is your main buildable area. And yeah, this is just to get you started until you can get down to the flat land at the ground. Meanwhile, we'll take a very brief intermission, and we'll come back right after this old joke that we had.
Philosophical question. What exactly is This Old Gamer? Is it an at-home shopping network? A cover band channel? The only real way to find out is go check it out for yourself. This Old Gamer is the most unique, entertaining, and funny Cities Skylines channel ever created. And I build some pretty cool stuff too. And with you coming along for the ride, nothing can stop us.
Have you taken the trash out yet?
Check it out. I gotta go.
Do go and check out John's special channel. It's for special people. Oh, I love John and Katie. Anyway, we have shipping routes, and of course they're perfectly good. I can sense something coming, though. I'm going to say 4 words that are going to set Anoupou off on a little spiral. I know it. I know. They're not going to be able to sleep for weeks when I say this. Confusion of the sailor. I'll just leave them with that. Confusion of the mariner. Yep. Aha. Anyway, I just know that now their brain is now melting. Anyway, shipping routes are fine. Water flow, we have moving water in the start square. Plus we have pipes and stuff, and that is feeding down to the toll booths and stuff down at ground level. So that is all very good work as well. What do you expect? It's Anoupou. Okay, down to ground level and the highways. We've got a couple of highways we haven't checked out yet, as people that know what's coming know what's coming. We need to get from ground level up into the mountains, and how you would normally do that would be either via some switchbacks or via maybe a tunnel with one of those Icania magic tunnel moments. But we're going to be using switchbacks today, and we'll just take a little trip up into the hills. Now remember that this is a take on the original Confusion of the Driver highway. But oh, hang on, this I feel is your second tile. Your start square's up there. I feel that is where you're going to be building into, which I think's good. I think's good. Oh, and also, ooh, it's a castle. While we're here, ooh, it's a castle. Perfectly lovely little featurette castle. I have nothing more to say than that. Perfectly lovely. No issues. It's all good. Right, okay, let's head up into the mountains via the switchbacks. and they're gonna have to separate and move around a little bit, and it's mostly elevated. It's all good. As we head up, it's like split tier going on here. Now we come back level again, and then we're going to split tier again in a moment because we've got a loop-de-loop. There's your loop-de-loop. That's for starters. Heading straight on up into those mountains, going around the rock work. More loop-de-looping. That's a double loop-de-loop there. I'm still heading up. He's looping now. Oh, they're taking it in turns to loop-de-loop. And then we make it up into... what do you mean? What do you mean? There's nothing special about this. This is pretty ordinary. There's nothing special or major going on. I would agree there's nothing special or major about that. It's just a few loop-de-loops going up. It's switchbacks. Switchbacks on steroids. We've got to get back down, though. And we have traffic up here. Now, the traffic does actually connect via this highway right to the edge of the map, so it doesn't need to get back down. This is Start Square intersection. Look at the view. Look at how amazing that view is. And see that port down there? Oh, get the camera back up there. The port down there. We're not even going to look down. Oh, the bridge as well. We're not even going to look at the port today. I promise you the port's perfectly fine. Perfectly lovely. Oh, and we've got another intersection here. I'm trying not to show too much. Right, let's head down this one. Back down the other side. Switchbacks again. So heading on down the hill. And building on Steep Hills tutorial. I need to remake that. Building highways on Steep Hills tutorial. Look. I'm not doing that. I'm not following that all the way. You are joking. Yes, that is literal spaghetti. Well, maybe not literal, but you know what I mean. We've got just craziness. It's crazy days. Confusion of the driver, original map, and that replaced that long right angle parallel thing. Not parallel, but you know what I mean. Those that saw the original review. Right, okay, we've got plenty of lovely buildable space. Just a little lovely buildable space. That is all nice, isn't it? You can build on this map. Maybe not on these islands here, but I just wanted to show these islands because it just goes to show that little featurette islands don't need to have an essential lighthouse or a pier or anything like that. They could just look really lovely, and that is just really lovely. I appreciate that kind of work. And then we got inland. Sometimes you just need little water featurette areas that don't really do anything apart from to break up the land and just give you something a little bit more interesting to look at. And that's what we have here, a little wetland area. It feels like it's possibly a little bit low tide at the moment, especially like a little patch of water down there as well. I feel that it could be, that those areas could be a little more slickly worked, but what do you want in 2 weeks? It's still excellent work, but it could be more so. Now, if you want more so, the thing that you'll quite often see in an Anoupou map is coming up on this island. Yes, they're quirky, but they put the quirky out of the way. So if you don't want the quirky, you can delete them or just completely ignore them. If you've got the if you're playing within 25 tiles, you'll never even see the dragons roosting on the island. But again, this is just like just a little Anoupou. It's like the little signature that certain people put in their maps. Looking at you, Uncle. So yeah, that's like the Anoupou signature. And then we have a double connection over here. But yeah, plenty of outside connections on today's map. Now, this I would normally grumble more about. There we go. If you have a look at the island here, you can just see, we've got the cliff edges, but it does drop. You can actually see right the way down to the sea floor because it's very crystal clear. There we go. So normally I grumble more about that, I feel, but it's very much in keeping. So I can't really, it's actually, aesthetically it works because of the map. We've got another, it's a castle. This is a nice little pentagonal style castle, and it's, again, it's good work. There's one of the guns, I'm not sure why it's pointing in the angle it does, but I don't have an issue with any of them. Of course, all of the doors are facing inwards, away from... Yeah, it just, the whole thing works. It comes together nicely. The essential lighthouse at the end of the harbour here, we've got a little bit of the asset just clipping through the underside of the road. I'm sure that didn't happen on Anoupou's map. but everybody's map is slightly different just because how the game renders things. But again, I thought I'd show that because I'm about finding the imperfections as well as the things which are mind-blowingly crazy. And there's plenty of mind-blowingly crazy, I think we can agree with. A few nodes and segments used on today's map which have been a bit frivolous, and why not? Another why not is the current phase, the current fad appears to be building dioramas. Who knew? Earth Layer Cube for Diorama by xonedl. Lovely little set of blocks here. Obviously the first one there's a Minecraft, the rest of them fairly realistic. And factoids, because I've got quite a lot to read today with factoids. April Fools, why not? Some historians speculate that April Fool's Day dates back to 1582 when France switched to the Julian calendar from the Gregorian calendar as called for by the Council of Trent in 1563. In the Julian calendar, as in the Hindu calendar, the new year began with the spring equinox around the 1st of April. People who were slow to get the news or failed to recognise the start of the new year had moved to January the 1st, had continued to celebrate it during the last week of March through to the April the 1st, and they became a butt of jokes and hoaxes and were called April Fools because they didn't know that. But it's speculation that by some historians, which means it's probably not true. What is true is these are great little things. I want to see your dioramas. Please link me some dioramas. Oh, speaking of dioramas, I did a series on Flowscape. I'm going to link that in. Oh, it's loads of things linked into the I button today. Do check out the link to Flowscape. Anyway, Earth Layer Cube for Diorama by xonedl. Very nice. Resizable using things, procedural objects and stuff. If you want to resize those and make a diorama in Cities Skylines, why would you not? Why would you not? Anyway, are you still here? Good. Your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? This is a tough one, isn't it? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit that I button now to follow any of the links that I've shared today. Hello, so many of them. What do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, they've done a great job. I mean, this is a winning job when you consider what they've come from to where they've got to in just under 2 weeks. It's absolutely amazing. I would probably score this higher, but because it's Anoupou, we know what they are capable of if they want to spend 6 months making a map, and I can't really go higher than a lowish 2 stars. But considering the time and effort, it's amazing. Detailing, I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to go for a medium low 4 stars. Again, lots of little featurette areas and lots of good strong work on here. Again, it just feels a little bit underdone because it's been pushed through very quickly. Who can blame them? Gameplay, middle 3. It's playable. It's not exciting. Once you get down to ground level, it becomes a playable map. But I feel it's just one of those maps that it was a project, a vanity project, and Terra Aprilis by Anoupou Merynetjerou is definitely worth considering if you're excited by it. It's a map that won't let you down, and you'll have a lot of fun playing on it once you get out that start square. Or, of course, use mods, unlock, get down, start building the lower areas. Up to you. Anyway, that's the chain of events for today. What do you think's coming up tomorrow? It'll probably be the chart show. And then, hopefully, if I get some time tonight, I'm going to throw together a tutorial thing. Because we're long overdue one, and I've got one in mind that I might be able to do in an evening. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome.